Oh, Russell. Oh, Russell. He's for a guy who doesn't like being the center of the media, and the guy who doesn't like the media. He does a good job of being the center of the media when his team is not even in the playoffs. As we all know, Russell Westbrook has officially deleted all of his Lakers content from his Instagram. But there is more. See, after he deleted all the Lakers content, he then went on and deleted all of the luxurious Wizards and Houston content, all of that stuff, that memorable run. And then for a good amount of hours, it was all the Oklahoma City stuff, right? And everyone's like, "Hey, what's he trying to do? Is he trying to send a question out? What's going on here?" Whoosh! Russell Westbrook has officially deleted everything off his Instagram. And I like Russ, I do, but this is some teenage girl type of stuff. I mean, unless his reasoning is, about stepping back away from the toxic environment. We know social media can be, and the lovely and passionate NBA community. Look, I don't know exactly what this move is. And we don't know exactly, but we have some options, and we're gonna lay it out for you in a second. But we know one thing, right? This was a move. Okay, it takes a lot of effort to go on your Instagram and delete every single piece of content. He had at least over 1,000 stuff, right? And I'm glad to see that's how he's spending his off season. Not like I had to work or anything else, but it shows he cares, and more importantly, it shows he's trying to say something, right? When people when people really don't care, they really just don't care. How they do it? Well, for one, they don't show that by deleting everything off their Instagram. Like, if you have to delete everything off your Instagram to show you don't care, well, I mean, but also on the other side of that is, how could he not? How this was tremendously, tremendously a horrific season. I mean, looking back at these ex interview quotes, they shock me. I still laugh at them about this today. I swear to God. I mean, these are delusional at best. I mean, we know Ross Westbrook takes no blame for how the season transpired. Like, really, really unaware of how the season went. Ah, I mean, okay. I don't have to remind everybody. I don't have to remind everyone that how bad he was this season. I mean, 295 turnovers and 188 jumpers. He's the point guard. Okay, look, we know this. It's still fresh in our minds. Let's move on to the options. Here we go. Option 1. It was a coy free agency move led by Russ and his agent. But somebody pulled out last minute. Somebody got cold feet. Yes, we have a conspiracy. We have seen this plenty of times. I mean, it's just instinct. We've seen this plenty of times. Julius Randle, right? He unfollowed the Knicks this season. And, this was not long after the Knicks fans were booing the crap out of him. And, me, I have a PhD in body language. I have my body language expertise. And when you look at that and the Knicks' conflicting record compared to last season, my diagnosis is that Julius Randle was not happy in New York City. And we'll see how that transpires over the next season. But that unfollowing was a very good sign. Eric Bledsoe, a few years back, he tweeted, "I don't want to be here." Remember, I don't want to be here. And he got traded not long after. He said it was about a haircut. No one bought it then. No one's buying it now. Okay, this is what stars do. I mean, this is how they communicate to GMs and coaches and anyone else that's within the walls of a franchise. Pretty much everyone else except the media and obviously the fans. And this is how they tell them that they are serious about moving. This is how they do this. Whether it's unfollowing a player, a team doctor, a coach, or the team itself, or, in extreme situations, and Russ has been known to test out the extreme situations, just deleting everything. Deleting all your content. I mean, it all says the same thing. It says, I want to be traded. I want to be out of here. But the problem with that, the idea with that is that See, okay, Russ left the page, and for a good amount of hours, and there was Oklahoma City content, and then he deleted it all. Now, I'm sure it was his agent who did this, but nothing was done. Nothing was done without the approval of Russell Westbrook. Nothing. So, okay, they as a joint, whatever, deleted all the Lakers content as a move that screams, get me out of here, and pulled out, right? Then deleted all the Wizards and Houston stuff, and then finally said, screw it, deleted everything. The whole thing was very unorthodox and unorganized, okay? If they stuck with their guns, by my assumption, and just deleted the Lakers content, it would have been worse for the Lakers. Because, LA's mission of sending Russ out of town, which has been their mission since the All-Star break to find something worthy of him, it turns a lot harder. When, players, their trade value goes down when they force themselves out of teams. It's just what happens. LA are trying to, they're trying to juggle the fact that Russell Westbrook is he was the fourth highest paid player in the league. And he can't produce on a team that was at least once winning. And if things don't go his way on the next team, why would we trade for you if you're gonna just force yourself out again? Remember, he didn't force himself out of Washington. And for as many flaws as we can give Russell Westbrook, we know he plays hard, and we likely know he will play in any situation, right? He can't be having himself, forcing himself out of teams, doing it in an ugly way by just unfollowing the whole team and all that stuff. You're not Ben Simmons. It's not going to work, right? He doesn't have that trade value. So he can't force himself out of teams. Now, option number 2, and it can be a bit of both. Option number 2, he just wants to know more social media. And can you blame the guy? I mean, he joins the LA market 2 years after they won a championship. How much pressure that is? That's enough eyes on him. And then he's playing with LeBron James. And he's not just playing with LeBron James. He's playing against LeBron James. His minions. The guys are, LeBron sexuals. Love him. And LeBron James, he makes Anthony Vergel a memorable name. And to top it all off, he plays really bad. He plays really, really bad. He shows very little humility. I mean, this is a guy that he ticked a lot of people off. A lot of people. I mean, when you are talking as much as Russell Westbrook was talking and still is talking, and you're doing the rocker baby stuff, when you decline in your abilities and production, those fans, they're gonna let you know about it. That's for sure. See, I mean, that's what this season has been about. And then that whole thing went down with the whole Westbrook situation. He was, saying, don't disrespect my name. It became more serious. He was yelling at fans every second game. Getting in arguments mid-game towards the final stretch of the season. It was a hell of a season for Russell Westbrook. Hell of a season. I mean, he was playing so remarkably bad. I mean, it was like a dude just banging his head against a wall and then just charging at a target. It was just anywhere on the floor he was bad. Look, all I'm saying is it was a year to forget for Russell Westbrook. I'll just leave it at that, okay? So that's what he does. He wipes his hands, okay, and he deletes it all, right? He deletes the history. He deletes all the comments by deleting all of the posts. He deletes everything, right? And then hopefully it won't affect his confidence. I mean, a dip in Westbrook's confidence would be something good and something bad. I mean, it's the paradox of Russell Westbrook. There is nobody like Westbrook. I love watching. I'm entertained by the guy, right? But if that was the reason, then good for him. Really, social media can get toxic. I really want Russ to succeed. I really do. I mean it when I say I love Russ. I was actually kind of bummed out when he deleted all of the Oklahoma City stuff. I loved him in Oklahoma City Thunder. That was my guy, Russell Westbrook, right? But look, I'm sure next season. Surely next season can't be it can't be worse. So you can only go up, right? Look, like and subscribe. I'm going to cover all the news on the NBA.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go!